Welcome to round two, which is also known as what happens when you stretch yourself too thin, try a new offense, have to deal with a nihilist, misplay, and all that good stuff. So yeah, overall, not a great round. Did learn some new things though, so there's one or two new counters in this video, which is always cool. Obviously, it came at the cost of my ego. But it is what it is. As always, got to deal with a nihilist, so kind of going into these with a mentality that we've already lost. I think if I'd kept my defense from yesterday, I would have had the right tools to potentially win this one because Praetorian dropped 2. But obviously that's not what happened. I flipped around my defense. You'll actually see I wanted to try Daring Warriors on offense for one round. I immediately undid that afterwards. There's also a bit of a weird interaction with Sentry that I'm curious to see what folks think about. But otherwise, yeah, let's go look at this shit show. Alright, so stage 1. So normally this attack should work. It's a bit of a slow play, and you have to obviously bring either APOC or Nightcrawler to take care of Emma, which if you bring Nightcrawler especially, can kind of weaken this attack significantly. But I could spare APOC, so I figured maybe I'm okay because I'll have some extra health, extra damage. There's a lot of problems here though, and this comp cannot overcome them. So if the Phoenix Force on the other side has, I mean especially here where it's a G21 Phoenix, G21 Omega Red, the Phoenix will generally have more damage than the Omega Red, which means she's eating the mind controls. This is also a 5 diamond Emma, 5 diamond Shaw. I think if this was like 3 or 4 diamond, or if this guy was also 3 or 4 diamond, probably still fine. But the combination of all of those things means that I don't think this ever wins. So let's see what happens. So as usual, coin flip between Magneto and Jeff. In this case, Magneto won. That is a little bit of a problem because when you're trying to slow play, that extra damage on Phoenix is a problem. It doesn't hit that hard, but any little bit helps. So then Jeff goes, pull everyone in. And then, so far so good, then Professor X does his thing, which is the special. But watch Shaw and Phoenix right now. Boop. Shaw almost one-shots this Phoenix. So she's on the verge of death, which is a very big problem when you're trying to slow play. And also, Professor X is gone, so speed bar is on the table. Obviously, you can bring something like Mephisto in here to super bulletproof this instead of APOC, but obviously that's very expensive, and most of the time you can't afford to do that. Okay, so Shaw is going to do his special, which is just going to do a bunch of damage. Also, this Emma, she's very low in the background. That's what I'm saying. Like, if this was a 3-4 diamond Emma, she's dead here. But she's not. So, bit of a problem. I'm also not sure if this Emma got speed bar from Shaw dropping. I didn't notice when he lost his health, but he has this in his passive, which is also fun. Yeah, when this character drops below 50%, he gets barrier and he fills Emma's speed bar by 50%. So this Emma, actually we can probably tell, because who's faster? Let's see, so Emma is 111 and Phoenix is 118. So Phoenix should go before Emma, and I think Emma's about to take her turn. So she did actually get the turn meter here, which is also a problem. Because as you're going to see, Shaw does his special, and I think Emma goes now. Yeah, see, Emma's going to go, boop, immediately kills the Phoenix, and I've just lost. This is an instant loss at this point. Because since Professor X is gone, now turn meter's on the table. She's going to, just do her special, do a bunch of bad things to me. She can't slow me, but, defense down is generally never a good thing. I have no way of stopping this Phoenix is the problem, no matter what I do. And she's got too much turn meter. So see, she's gonna do a special, almost kill everyone, but this is the biggest problem. He gets to come back and gets to go immediately because I think he gets 50% turn meter. So Mummy is taunting, but my heavy hitters are dead. I'm praying that this guy can survive long enough. But good luck to me with that. because now Magneto's also going to go. His thing is unavoidable, so even though he's low, unfortunately, it doesn't matter because he dies to the Raider proc. So yeah, if this team was any smaller or had the wrong ISOs, I could have probably finessed this, but Praetorian did a good job with positioning and ISO and Phoenix versus Omega Red damage, so boop, we just lose. Stage 2. So I've been wanting to try this. It's definitely, this was successful science. And I think I could have played it even better. You'll see why, I just didn't want to take any chances. So Executioner, very, very, very good character. I'm taking him to Dark Dimension, that's why he's G21. He's also Skill, which we got one free character, so he was my lock for that. But he's also 130 speed, with ability block, with perma kills on anything he does, with a giant nuke as well. So the concept here is, well, I've done Daemon comps before and they all barely survive. What if there was someone faster that could just finish the job? And as you can see, that's what's going to happen. I still lost some efficiency because I played it safe, but the alternative was even worse. So you'll see what happens. So my gamble here was, I'm not bringing Iron Patriot. I chose to go with Guardian because he's going to buff the damage of Yo-Yo and Executioner and Daemon. If I bring Iron Patriot, he does kind of buff their damage, but I think it's up to 30%, whereas Guardian offense up is 50%. And Yo-Yo will definitely do more damage with an offense up than with Iron Patriot, because at that point in time there's only one vulnerable. So I opted for this. I still wasn't sure if this would one-shot a maxed out Blue Marvel, but I did get a 5 diamond Yo-Yo, so that works. I don't know if this would have worked before, but it definitely works now, so we're happy. Now, obviously, this is usually the state you end up in, which is problematic after a Daemon hit. Maybe if this guy has 5 diamonds, you know, all these other folks die, but that's not the case. So Executioner here is just cleaning things up. Now, I made him a striker because I wanted an ISO hit, and she kind of has to die, and I wasn't sure if being greedy was going to be a problem. Like, I was debating targeting Speedball or Daredevil just to finish the job, but then if she survives, she's going to heal them all up, and then I definitely lose. So I played it safe. I wanted to see if the ultimate would kill. So it definitely killed even through the block, and then he finished off Daredevil. And also the ultimate can't be dodged, which is also good versus Daredevil. Unfortunately, that means this guy survived, so you're kind of at the mercy of who did he hit. So he does his special. That was probably good targeting. Oh, damn, he almost died. Because this guy would have immediately died. He wouldn't have, but technically 2 people alive. Strange survives. How big is this guy? Because he almost killed me. Damn, my guy is 3 diamonds. Speedball is also 3 diamonds, and he hit me with attack primate 420 piercing. Damn, that's a lot. 2 bleeds, heal block, ability block. Gives him a bunch of stuff. This part's not happening, but yeah, no, he hit pretty hard. Damn. And then Heartless just ends it. So maybe I could have gotten a little bit of efficiency back here by not targeting Eclipse, but also didn't want to lose the one shot, so that's it. But yeah, I think this attack will work in general against this comp. I don't think even if you have them all fortifiers that they can survive the double whammy of a double tap plus a very angry Executioner. So he's about to become Daemon's best friend, unfortunately, because I'm not a fan of what Daemon has done to Cosmic Crucible. If it were up to me, there would be a modifier on Daemon's damage in Crucible, because he's kind of warped the entire meta around him. The fact that Daemon exists means a lot of teams that you could theory craft cannot exist, because he will just destroy them. So they've done this in the past, ages ago, where they actually put in a global modifier for, I think it was Villain Mystic at the time, which is meant to nerf Darkhold. So there is a precedent. All they would need to do, honestly, is just say like something along the lines of Mystic controllers, I don't know, do less damage, and then he will be out of threshold for a lot of these new meta teams, so he would still blow up older ones. but not the new ones, or something like he can't gain offense up. I don't know, but anyway, that's up to them. He still exists, so we still have to deal with this character, and yeah, Executioner is going to clean up a lot of things that he normally wouldn't be able to. Stage 3, which is where things truly went off the rails. So I pulled Daring Warriors out of curiosity. I've been wanting to do this for a few weeks, and I assumed, well, since I'm in a bracket with, I don't know, 8 more Annihilists that I'm probably losing anyway, so this is probably the best time to try things. Now, I think the theory here was solid, but I also don't have enough experience with Annihilus taking turns to get a feel for his damage, and you're going to see a lot of things go wrong here. So the concept was Daring Warriors can kind of survive the initial barrage, hopefully, and then Sentry's here to protect me from the Room Rule, because I figured, you know, they're probably going to take some turns, and I don't want these guys to take extra damage and die. The other thing was also, I kind of was worried a little bit about Sus, because Sus and Thrasher are tied. They're both 124. But once Thrasher goes, speed bar's on the table again. So if my Thrasher goes first and Sus survives, now he starts going crazy. So Sentry also helps make sure that I can get to Sus before it's too late. Yeah, definitely too late. So let's see what happens here. Overall, this was a failed attempt in a lot of ways, but also live and learn. So three-way tie here between Eclipse, Sentry, and Annihilus. I mean, she does her protector thing, which is great for avoiding Pretons. But Annihilus goes first, and the biggest problem here is, that Daring Warriors rely a lot on blocking things to reduce damage. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, clear all barriers, reduce safeguard, defense up, which is going to happen to me, flip of positives. But yeah, this attack cannot be blocked, which immediately means my Daring Warriors are just taking full damage. And this guy hurts so bad. I should stop doing this. Where's his damage stat? He's like, yeah, he's at 2.8 million damage at 1 diamond, which is very high. So he goes first, does bad things to me. Boop. Now, I'm unlucky here because this asshole here blocked the vulnerables. So I want vulnerables on my team, and this guy just blocked it. Which normally blocking things is good. In this case, not good. So let's see. So yeah, so because you'll see with one vulnerable, my Eclipse just obliterates the Sus, takes this guy to like 30 to 40%, but then, you know, immediately heals up. My Sentry tries to take a turn and immediately dies to the passive ping from Annihilus. So somewhat unfortunate. I think if my Sentry had gone first, I would have taken them much lower and maybe could have done something else. But the coin flip didn't go my way, and also this guy blocking vulnerables is about to be a big problem. So then Null goes because he's 127, but also I think with Sentry gone here now, I've lost my room rule protection. I'm not 100% sure. Can this be blocked? Let's see. We're finding out together. Okay, yeah, so I can block the damage from the ultimate, which is good. Because with 3 vulnerables on him, that's probably going to hurt a lot. Still hurts a lot, but at least I don't immediately die. However, there's a bad turn of events here, because I just ate the Null ultimate. Now Void is going to go and hit these 3, which pushes Thanos, and these 2 low health people just die. So they never get to take a turn, and my Thrasher tries to take a turn, gets obliterated by the Annihilus passive, so all I have left is a Daredevil that should have had 3 vulnerables on him and never got them. So he's just not going to do much. I think if he had his 3 vulnerables, I don't think he would have wiped the board, but I think it would have made the cleanup a lot easier. Because as you can see, everyone's pretty healthy. This Thanos is also above 50%, which is a problem. If I would have left him below 50% from this hit, everything would have been fine. But that was never meant to be, and we're dead. So, still dealing with stage 3 at this point, I've left Null, Thanos, Annihilus, and Gladiator alive. So my biggest problem is this guy is immediately going to ultimate my face-off. So I can't let him do that. This guy needs to never take a turn because he's just going to destroy me, but also he's kind of close to 50%. Null is always a problem in general, and Gladiator, I had no good way of getting past him and then controlling Annihilus. So I figured maybe I can finesse things with these guys, but as you can already know, that's not what happened. And there's one moment that I think I could have played differently, and maybe I could have avoided the next hit. But we do this to Annihilus because once his control rod is done, you can kind of do anything you want to Annihilus. Now here I start slow playing because I'm like, I don't want to give him any more vulnerables. I don't want to push Thanos. I don't think I need to rewind them just yet because they're not that fast anyway, and I can't rewind Null anyway. So I'm just going to basic and try to get this guy out of the way. Although I guess in hindsight, since he's got 2 turns of stun, I should have started working on Gladiator. Now Rachel, well, I say that, but now I do this and I get extra turn meters, so I'm not sure. Here's the biggest problem. Actually, no, I definitely should have started working on Gladiator because I gave this guy more vulnerables and he's going to basic and kill my Storm and almost kill the Cable. I'm actually surprised Cable survived because my Storm is 5 diamonds, but Storm's stats are very low. She's so squishy. She's the biggest glass cannon in the game is what I think. So anyway, yeah, I should have ignored this. Well, I should have stunned Annihilus and then ignored him and started basicking over on Gladiator and continued to just basic on him and leave Null alone. Because I think that basic wouldn't have killed everyone. But now at this point, I'm just scrambling. So I figure I'm dead no matter what. I just need to kill. Anything I can kill here will help me. So I still do the Polaris ultimate to bring everyone in. And now I continue to slow play. So I use the Cable basic because I did not want to hit them. That does give Cable, for those that don't know, in a lot of cases you can actually take 2 turns in a row because if he doesn't have charged, he gets 80% speed bar, which means you do a basic and then you take a back-to-back turn. So here's where I think I made a mistake. Well, he's not going to take back-to-back because Jean also got turn meter from the Rachel kill before. But anyway, I'm going to do a special here to rewind them because I assume I'm just going to eat shit anyway, so I might as well make sure they don't take turns, and the passive does not hit harder. So he's kind of low. Now here, I thought I had more time. Actually, let's see real quick. Maybe it would have been relevant because Gladiator is 121 and Thanos is 123. So I honestly, maybe this wouldn't have mattered, but I chose to rewind Gladiator thinking I would still be okay here, but honestly just looking at the turn meters, I was screwed either way, to be honest, because this guy has 9 and 7. So yeah, it would have been irrelevant what I did here, because I rewind on Gladiator, but then Thanos takes his turn and kills me. So I think even if I'd killed Thanos here, Gladiator would have specialed and killed me as well with his 11 vulnerables. So yeah, this is the biggest example of why the defense that I run, which is very turtle heavy because I hate playing for efficiency, is problematic, because if I don't plan things perfectly, I can get into these fail states where I just have to drop more than 1 to clean up, and this is the first example of that. Back on stage 3, I'm not going to show the cleanup because you can see it's an almost dead Thanos and Gladiator. I just threw Orcus at it just to get out of the way. So going on to stage 4, so here's the second example of, oh, I made a mistake and now the cost is very high. And I'm actually a little surprised this one didn't work, because I've done this one before and it's always been pretty damn clean. So I have one theory as to what went wrong, and we're gonna see together if that's what happened. But I think the room rule is what caused the problems in this case. Well, sorry, room rule, and also I did not commit to kills, and Starjammers are very susceptible to losing a member, and I just needed to commit to it. But I played it kind of poorly, and Yeah, paid the price because again, I just did not have anything good to follow up with in any shape or form, so I was just basically done. So the theory here is, so you bring on Mad Logan to take off the charge from what's his face, Nova. Sable's good because her ultimate can't be counterattacked. She puts disrupt and heal block on these folks, and she also lets you go get off of Nova's taunt immediately. Emma's here because she stops the speed stat and she can ability block Howard, and Captain Britain here is to stop the speed, the turn meter or speed bar, whatever you want to call it, and also control summon, assuming he survives. So the RNG here, as always, is who is Havoc going to hit? For whatever reason, he always seems to go into Sable. I think the last 3 or 4 times I've done this, he's just hit Sable. So actually, one of his abilities does auto-target, but I thought it was a special. Let's see. Clear up positives, attack, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I know that this one, on Crucible defense, this attacks. On Crucible defense, these attacks target a random enemy controller with charge instead. Okay, yeah. For whatever reason, my Sable always eats this ult, which I guess is fine because I wouldn't want him to eat it. But anyway, does a shit ton of damage, dear God, and then leaves me with a defense down. My Sable does her ultimate, which is great, does a bunch of good things, barely survives this Havoc ping, which is a pretty big deal. So now my Emma goes and ability blocks Howard because you need to control him. Cool. And now my Mephisto goes, and here is where I think we have problems, because I should have just killed Howard. Just get him out of the way. I kind of wanted to get the pings out, because I just generally am scared of Havoc. Now, here's where I think we have a problem, because I gave everyone offense down, and how can I see the room rule from here? Damn it. We'll look at the room rule afterwards, but I'm pretty sure that I think it's on any turn they now get barrier, because they have offense down. So every turn they're just getting a little bit of barrier, and that effect over multiple turns did not result in kills. Anyway, Howard is going to basic here, because he's ability blocked. No offense up. But also, he went into the worst possible target. It didn't really matter, but again, come on, targeting. Old Man Logan is now going to stun the Lalandra because you never want Lalandra to take a turn, even if it means Groot takes a turn. Now Nova does his ultimate, which you have to eat with this comp. Now my Captain Britain did survive everything, so I use him to stun Groot so that he can't do his thing. Boop. And unfortunately, I probably should have just used the ultimate there because it counterattacks stop it clearly, but it wouldn't have really mattered. So okay, so Havoc special into Mephisto. You can see, like, I was hoping he would bleed out, and he didn't, which is really unfortunate. Like, he's got so many bleeds and somehow didn't die. Here's probably where I made just another mistake. I know he's low and I keep expecting him to die. I should have just killed him here. Like, Mephisto should have just killed this guy. However, I'm terrified of Lalandra because, again, she's survived for too long. Like, she has full barrier from Nova and the room rule. I don't want her to ultimate. So I knowingly do this to get some damage into her. I know it's going to spawn Gladiator, but I'm kind of desperate at this point to get kills. Unfortunately, that does mean that the Emma X ultimate goes into the minion, and this is a pretty good ability, so it is wasted, which is unfortunate. Now Howard also hasn't died, so he gets to come in and ability block a bunch of people. Like, at this point, I've already lost. Like, if you don't kill Starjammers within your first, like, whole rotation, they will bounce back. So as you can see, everyone's kind of close to dying. Gladiator is now going to do his thing. And I'm just sweating. So, yeah, Nova now gets to do a special. I think he kills, he kills Sable there. I get to do another stun here, I'm pretty sure, just to keep Lalandra controlled still, which is good. But it's not looking good, because again, I have not confirmed any kills. I've got multiple people low but no deaths, and this is the biggest turning point. Groot does this ultimate, I'm done. I'm never gonna kill them. I don't have enough damage. Old Man Logan has not been getting assists because, again, I did not kill anyone early. I can't stress this enough. You have to kill a Starjammer member early for them to lose a bunch of buffs and for you to start doing more. Because if my Old Man Logan had been assisting all this time, he would have been getting turn meter, he would have been getting assists, he would have gotten to go way faster. So I just spread out my damage way too much. Underestimated the room rule, and yeah, it's over. You already know that I don't kill anyone, so 3 more turns. I even left Gladiator alive, which is kind of bonkers. I'm actually surprised that the Emma ultimate and the mind controls didn't kill him. But yeah. And there it is. And this is why we were terrified of this ability, because it just blows everyone up. And it's a perma kill apparently? Yeah, I guess so. So still room 4. I'm gonna spare you these 2 replays because it's just me getting destroyed, and then this one I did clear, but you know, turn bonus 0. It just took forever. Because at this point, turn meter is on the table, or sorry, speed bar reductions are on the table, so they go around, they kill a bunch of your Gregs, so they get rewinded over time, so you kind of catch up to them. But I haven't fully brought up my Undying, so some of them kind of die really, like my Juggernaut just kind of dies really quickly. But yeah, like if you leave Starjammers with all their members alive, even if they're low, it's incredibly hard to follow up with something cheap. So as you can see here, I'm just hoping like maybe I can survive long enough and it'll be fine. Nope, because Nova prevents my safeguard immunity, so my entire team is unprotected, they take a bunch of turns. I do barely manage to kill Alondra here to make the next hit maybe doable. And even then, barely, because I literally had nothing left. So, yeah. This was my last attack of the round, and it was just depression all the way. Stage 5, as you may have expected, just the same old comp I always use. The Gwen version does end up usually being a little bit more inefficient because of all the dodges that they have, but it plays out mostly the same. The reason why it's inefficient is because you don't get to control both Warlock and Wolfsbane, so when you do the Odin special, she rips off all your buffs and does a bunch of damage. So yeah, again, if you want to see how this plays out, there's plenty of examples already. And finally, stage 6. So this is a permutation I haven't seen yet, which is why this room is cool, because people can theory craft different things, and you have to figure out what are they stopping, what are they bringing, what do you have available. I mostly used my usual comp. I did not use Mephisto here, because I used him in that really, really bad Starjammers attempt. But I also didn't feel like I needed him because there's no Hyperion here. Now there's still obviously speed bar shenaniganry going on here with Braun, but my biggest problem here is Azazel because he's 5 diamond, Raider. I know it was hard for me to get ahead of him without creating more gaps in my offense from the perspective of needing to bring a low stat character. And also I've heard that Emma doesn't always work here properly, so I didn't want to bring her either. So I just came up with a comp basically that can take a beating and then just bounce back, which as you can see, that's exactly what happened here. Let's go and see how this plays out. So Daredevil, if you can bring him as your tank, he's just very good at eating damage. But the only way he tanks is if you have a full team, I guess. So if I bring Mephisto, I can never bring Daredevil, which is why a lot of the times you'll see me bring Shaw here. Now, Songbird is here because these guys don't get safeguard from anywhere, which is the biggest weakness of this comp. Which means I can just flip all their disrupts immediately. This guy gets safeguard because he gives it to himself, but everyone else is exposed. So Songbird goes, it gives them offense down, trauma, bleeds, disrupt, all that good stuff. Which means I am way more likely to survive this initial barrage because everyone's going to hit me with offense down. So now we get to eat a bunch of attacks from a 5 diamond Azazel, which is always terrifying. You can see even with offense down, like, he hurts. Like, with offense up, a lot of my team here would be way lower. But now I have to also eat the Lady Bullseye ultimate. Luckily, she normally gives them offense up, but because of the disrupt, that doesn't happen. So as you can see, like, this Daredevil is not super healthy. If the offense up wasn't in play or the disrupt, I'm pretty sure he's dead here. But that was a bit of a calculated risk with Songbird, and it played out, so I'm happy about that. I don't know if this had been a different like striker skirmisher combo, if that would have been too much. The percent health might have pushed it over the edge and he might have still died, but the ISOs were kind of in my favor. So now I get to take my Swordmaster turn. My biggest concern is when do I push people below 50% so the Brawn kicks into gear. But with so much trauma, with trauma and all this other stuff going on, I'm not too worried. And also, it's funny because normally you don't get to see Songbird do trauma because you never use the full team, but when you have the full team, she applies trauma, which is great. So yeah, Swordmaster, reduced duration of all the things, and then my Moon Girl goes, I'm intentionally targeting Brawn here with the ISO to kill him. I'm pretty sure he still gave speed bar, because the minute they got pushed, he gave their speed bar, then the ISO happens, and then he dies on his turn. So the people that got pushed, which are this guy and this guy, still got their turn meter, but at least I'm not worried anymore about him doing anything crazy. So Steel Serpent gets pushed, and he gets to do this, but you know, it still hurts. Like these are big scary teams. But then my Daredevil goes, he can rebalance himself, and I mean at this point this is already over. Just an efficiency game of just killing him as fast as possible. So yeah, if this had Nova, I would not have been able to do this. I would have had to bring Mephisto here, because most versions of this have safeguard immunity and prevent safeguard immunity. So Songbird would have been wasted, or well, she wouldn't have really done much. And the only way that I would have had of stopping speed bar safely would have been Mephisto, and you know, as I've shown in during other videos, that can make me lose efficiency if the targeting hits Mephisto. But in this case, this room was a little bit softer, but that made the Starjammers harder, so I guess overall that was the right choice. And this was round 2. We'll see what happens round 3 tomorrow. Hopefully I can get at least one win so that we don't go 0-3, but I do expect a lot of losing between now and whenever I get a Nihilus, which is not going to happen for a few more weeks. I'm just about to finish City. I have Cosmic ready, but I'm nowhere near close to Global, so it's going to be a while before I have a Nihilus. So yeah, see you tomorrow.